Good morning, guys. Hope you're doing wonderful. Miss you so much, and I am honestly devastated that we're not going to be together for the rest of the school year, but I can't wait till we can meet again. And in the meantime, we're going to continue with these videos, so best to all the Raiders and the Gators out there. What a beautiful day we've been blessed with. I hope everybody's being safe and enjoying some time with family and friends, and we're on the back end of all this thing. Today I want to talk to you about fitness components. Fitness components. Every activity and every exercise that we do involves different aspects of the body. And these fitness components are going to allow us to do different activities, but also activate different areas of the body. Now, there are 3 focus areas of fitness components that I want to discuss with you today. The first is flexibility. The second is muscular strength and endurance. And the third is cardiovascular endurance. Okay? Flexibility, number 1. The easiest visual that I can provide for flexibility is a picture of a rubber band. And when you see a rubber band stretching, this stretching motion is elasticity. The elasticity in the rubber band allows the rubber band to stretch and then return, and stretch and then return. Well, your muscles are kind of like this rubber band. And when we stretch our muscles, we're getting blood to that muscle group. We're allowing it to expand, so that way when we go to use it, it doesn't get injured. You see, if I put this rubber band and I threw it in a drawer or in a desk somewhere and didn't touch it for a very long time, the rubber band would become brittle, dry rotted, if you will. And when you'd go to pull it, it would snap. Well, our muscles are kind of like that. If we don't use them and then we go to an explosive movement or a sport or activity, we're risking ourselves for injury. Perhaps we might strain or even tear that muscle. So flexibility is very, very important. And when you think of flexibility, I want you to think of stretching the muscle. So when I say flexibility, I want you to say stretch. Flexibility, stretch. Heiko, say hello. This is Heiko, everyone. There are several different exercises and activities that we can do to involve stretching. Here's just a couple. A standing hamstring stretch. Now, the hamstrings are located behind the backside of the leg, and by reaching over and touching our toes, we are stretching that muscle. Perhaps we could activate the front side of the legs. This is the quadricep muscles located down in front of the femur, opposite of the hamstring. You can take the front of your ankle here, front side of your leg, and you can pull that foot back almost so that your heel is touching your bottom, like so. And you can feel that stretch. There are stretches where we can stretch out our abdominal muscles by reaching up really high and feeling a stretch here, or twisting to the side and stretching out the oblique muscles. So, lots of different activities, and it's so important and imperative that you stretch on a regular basis. Flexibility means stretching. Several different activities that involve stretching: yoga, dancing, lots of different warm-up activities before you go to involve a sport. But again, so very important that you practice flexibility. Number 2, muscular strength and endurance. Muscular strength and endurance. The ability for me to move an object with force and power, but also being able to do it repeatedly without stopping. The strength part of muscular strength and endurance is the ability for me to move something with force. All right? The endurance portion, when you hear the endurance part, I want you to think about time. Endurance has everything to do with time. For instance, if I were to ask you to do push-ups, you would go down in the push-up position, and your body pushing off the ground is going to be the force. Hey, doggy. And that force is the strength part. It takes strength to push your body up from the push-up. But the endurance portion is all about time. How many times can I push my body up before I get so exhausted that my muscles experience failure? They work to muscle failure. Same thing with the sit-up, all right? Same thing with any other exercise. I want you to think about some different sports or activities that involve muscular strength and endurance, right? A basketball player has to be able to run up the court, but they also have to have the strength to get inside and get the ball and power themselves through to make the basket. The football player has to be able to make a tackle, all right? And doing so is going to exhaust their body, but they also have to have the strength to make the tackle. Several different sports involve both muscular strength and endurance. When you think about strength, you think about the force. When you think about endurance, you're thinking about the time. So that's number 2, muscular strength and endurance. The last fitness component I want to talk to you about is cardiovascular endurance. Cardiovascular endurance is so very important because this uses and encompasses the heart and the lungs while exercising. Perhaps I go for a jog, and the longer I run, the more blood starts to flow, the faster the heart starts to beat, the more the lungs are having to expand and draw in air. Does a soccer player have to use cardiovascular endurance in order to get up and down that court? Or field, excuse me. A basketball player doing the exact same thing has to be able to continuously get up and down the court. Long distance runner, they really use cardiovascular endurance. So I want you to think about and reflect upon the video that we've learned about today, that we've done today. And the 3 fitness components of flexibility, muscular strength and endurance, and cardiovascular endurance. Remember, flexibility means to stretch, just like the rubber band. Muscular strength and endurance is the force and the power, but over time, strength is the force. Endurance is the time. And then lastly, cardiovascular endurance, the use of the heart and the lungs while exercising. Again, find activities and exercises and things that you like to do, that you enjoy, but that also use these different fitness components. And you're well on your way to taking care of your body and setting up yourself for a healthy lifestyle. Again, I can't wait till we can meet again face to face. God bless you all. I love you and I miss you, and have a wonderful day.